So I've just come from listening to Drake and Pusha T's like kind of little thing they have going on, and you know, I always want to try and bring it back to Ireland somehow. Now, without going into politics or anything like that, these guys are maybe from Belfast in Northern Ireland. I'm obviously from the south, so I just keep seeing this pop up. And the last time I seen it pop up, it had like 20 something thousand views, and now it's like shot up to like over 50,000. So it's obviously getting some sort of exposure. People are obviously clicking onto it for a reason. It's getting shared around. So I thought, you know, just judging by the name of the artist or artists, I don't know, Wee Goose is their name or its name, and the song is called Belfast Mentality. So that's about the extent of the research I have done on this song. It has an official music video, which always makes it more appealing for me to watch because it's not just me sitting there looking at a screen. So yeah, without any further ado, I'm just going to jump into it. This is Wee Goose. What a fucking name. Belfast Mentality.
Well, what's happening?
Do I hear
rap song goes out
the sample that I think they're using for this song?
Belfast and the general area surrounding Belfast, such as Antrim and Ballymena and Macabry as well. All the whole lot is.
Are they using the song that the track that I think they are?
Got lifted last night outside Lavery's. One more offence and it's off to Macabry. Only thing I wanted was to do a bit of dancing. The bouncer knocked me back for wearing a Helly Hansen. Sure, you know what they say. God loves a chancer. Fucking let me in, I won't take no for an answer. The bouncer was raging, it started a fight. The cops pulled up, so I ran like shit. I went on the run, but I only got as far as Newry. I had to appear before a judge and a jury.
Okay, so just for anyone who just doesn't isn't that familiar with hip hop, this is the real Slim Shady instrumental that they're using in this song, which is obviously like the biggest boots. Well, maybe not the biggest, but like if you're gonna try and fill some boots with a track, like I'm kind of glad that it seems to be a piss take route that they're taking with this song, because if they tried to be serious with that instrumental, I'd probably just turn it off. Because I have always been a big Eminem fan. I don't know if you can see from the angle I have going here, the shirt hanging up in the background. So that was why I was like, as soon as the song started, I heard the instrumental coming in the background, just very, very, like it's a really fucking obvious instrumental, like. So I just heard that straight away and I was like, no, they are not using this. But like, I mean, thank God that they seem to be taking a piss take approach of it.
The cops were at my door, asking my ma questions.
We're here about your son, he's been done for possession.
He's not my son. What are you on about? My ma said nothing cause she wasn't a tout. Fair play. My wee brother has a tag on his ankle. He tried to do a robbery up on the shankle. He burst through the door, waving a knife. His head's lit, fucking run for your life. They didn't give him time cause he's only a minor. Powerful. He didn't want the cash, just a barrack of cider. The peelers had to chase him, but he couldn't care less. He bolted up the street and put his necks to the test. Only way they caught him is he ran out of breath. They gave him a beating and put him under arrest. Some bird come up to me, she looked really great. She goes, oh my God, will you meet my mate? See, to be honest, the wee bird was stinking.
What the fuck am I watching?
Still stuck the lips on her without even thinking. Get her, I'm still with her today. I might make her my wife, cause my ma always said that a dog is for life. She's raging at me, I was only taking the piss. I said something to her that sounded like this. Here you wee tramp, lend us a tenner, I'd say what I want, regardless of gender. She took it the wrong way, I didn't mean to offend her. I'm on the 5th day of a 3-day bender. Let's see our Mark, he's the best at fades.
I'm on the 5th day of a 3-day bender, for fuck's sake, man. Yeah, this is, I think I've seen something somewhere. That's where I originally seen it, and someone said that this is the most ridiculous but greatest thing they've ever seen. Surprisingly, a lot more likes than dislikes on this, because I can just imagine this being something that like people would just get outraged by, because it's like the Belfast mentality, and obviously he's not speaking about anything that would be you'd be proud to be from Belfast from. But again, it's like a comedy skit, which is what I am glad about this song, because I mean, if they had gone in like the opposite direction, trying to be serious, then I mean, then you'd have problems, just because they'd probably murdered the such a famous instrumental, which you never really hear people actually use, apart from no, never mind, I was thinking of something else.
Me and him embark on some escapades. Kicked out of school, didn't have the best of grades, but now we're on top, so I rest my case. I haven't got a job, do I need one? Please. Sure, my dad's been out of work since the rat on his knees. It wasn't his fault.
So, just again, for anyone who may be watching who is not from Ireland, the RA being a short way of saying IRA, and he's basically saying until the RA done his knees, so they kneecapped him, like shot his knees out. Again, these remind me of Versatile slightly, just because of their comedic approach to like a hip hop beat. But I mean, and again, like surprisingly easy to understand as well. His flow is very slow, which I'm happy with, because like I mean I probably wouldn't be able to understand a word he was saying, because I feel like Belfast is probably one of the hardest, or just Northern Ireland in general. I know people from up there would probably say, well, they all have very different sounds, but you know, when you're from the south and you hear a Northern Irish accent, it's very hard to determine where they're actually from. So very slow, and he is coherent, so I'll give him that. But again, it's just like there's not much to break down. It's just funny.
Thought he was a dealer.
We'll put one in your head if you're up to the...
He gets paid for nothing, sure he's rolling in cash. Full rate DLA's more than your annual salary. Now that's what I call a Belfast mentality. Fuck's sake, mate, why? Sure, Belfast is wank, Jordan.
This does remind me of I was gonna say Belfast, of Versatile a lot. I don't know how long these guys have been going around for, so maybe they're like being around for a while, or they're just new kind of to the scene. They're almost like proud to be just doing nothing with their lives, which is very Versatile-esque in some of their songs. About, I know I've referenced before that Versatile spoke about Foss a lot, and he's just like, fuck that, I'll just go and I'll just get Foss and just live off that and bum off that, and basically just like bum off the government, social welfare and all that kind of thing. So it's just funny, like it's a very ironic approach to the way you should probably live your life, with you know, it's the complete opposite way that you should be proud of. They're like, oh sure, look, I'll do fuck all and just get away with it, and they're like proud of that. And then he says it's the Belfast mentality, which is why I could probably imagine that this would get a lot of like hate from maybe the older generation, because they probably wouldn't see the funny side of things, whereas I can't imagine these guys being too serious about what they're actually saying. Yeah, definitely different to anything I've ever heard before anyway.
Best was an alco, the Titanic got sank. The only thing we're known for is shootings and violence. I'm up every night to the sound of the sirens. Here, guess a fag. Guess a fucking fag. I'm sorry, mate. I don't smoke. What? You don't fucking smoke? What are you, fucking gay or something? Listen, I'm really sorry, mate. I don't want any trouble. All right. Well, then you better give me a fucking fag now. All right. Fucking kill you, right? Listen, mate, I don't have any fags, but I can give you my money. I have loads of money here.
Fag.
Take all my money. I don't want your fucking money. I want your fags, alright?
Fag?
Fag? I drove down to the bar, I parked up my car, I went in for an hour and drank a bottle of Pars. Some fella slabbered.
Just the most generic rhyme scheme I've ever heard.
Hard. He ran home like a card full of bruises and scars. I thought it was over, but next thing you know, his bra rings me up, and here's how he goes. You wee cunt, no one touches my bruise. Soon as I catch you, bring in your nose. Alright, calm down, mate, chill. I'll have you a third egg up on top of Cave Hill. Of course I turned up. I'm hardly a lapper. Ever since my school days, I've been known for a scrapper. I
don't know what lapper means, but I imagine he means like a pussy, or like somebody backs out or something. He's like, I never back out, I'm not a lapper or some shit. I don't know exactly what he said, but he's just, if he's from Belfast, I'd imagine it's like a Belfast slang term. Let me know. But yeah, this is kind of weird.
A taxi up, I spared no expense, gave the driver a score and said, keep the 50 pence. The lads are telling me to keep a tight defence. Enough talking, lads, let the fighting commence.
I want a good, clean fight, no headbutts or tackles.
He looks like a fruit, but here he digs like the jackal. I got bait in the scrap, but you can't win them all. What was meant to be a fight turned into a brawl. It came to a stoppage. Stop! I was shattered. I felt like a sausage, that's how bad I was battered. The cop show up, look at me, arrive on the scene. My coat pockets are filled with 5 ounces of green. The PSNI are like my arch nemesis. As soon as they arrive, I have to split from the premises. Aye, dead on. The song's over, alright? Away home to your ma. Fuck ye. What's an arch nemesis? Shout out to the wee tramp
What was an
that
arch
stole
nemesis?
my phone on the Dublin road in his Linfield tracksuit. I know it was like 5 years ago, but I'm looking you still, mate. You're not safe. I'm down on the Dublin Road every night of the week for 5 years looking you, so I can knock your cunt in. I'll find you. You're fucking dead, mate. I'll find you and I'll murder you. I'll stab you in the face. I'll stab you again.
What the what did I just watch? Like what I said earlier, the top comment in this video is simultaneously the worst and best thing I've ever seen, which I mean I could not agree more with. Very versatile-esque in how Versatile first came on the scene with like concepts that are based around being funny. And I always said that when, like, I feel with a lot of Irish like rappers and hip-hop artists, obviously now the environment's changing a bit where hip-hop's becoming a bit more like normalised in Ireland, and when I mean like actual hip-hop artists from Ireland, not just like hip-hop in Ireland. I feel like one of the better ways to get into it is because of the Irish sense of humour and all that kind of thing, and like because it's such a like untouched area. I feel like humorous side of hip-hop or just music in general is always a good way to really get to the hearts of Irish people and get people talking about it. And that's why I feel like Versatile have become so successful. Obviously they are talented and like they can rap, but I always felt that it was because of how funny they were and how like relatable they were with like modern day kind of things that go on in like Dublin. Obviously this is in Belfast, but these guys are obviously like completely basing the whole concept of that song around what the people of their age would like, maybe like the stereotypes of Belfast or whatever, and they're really playing off of that. So yeah, I just feel like that they've taken the right approach if they're going to go about it, because especially with Belfast it just seems like one of them accents, or Northern Ireland accents, is just so hard to go, I won't say mainstream, but it would be very hard to appeal to a more international audience, if that makes sense. So if it can have some aspects of humour in it, it definitely helps, in my opinion anyway. Obviously, take everything that was in that video with a pinch of salt. I mean, it's obviously some sort of a like kind of a not piss, like, yeah, it's a complete piss take. So I don't know how like actually talented these guys are, whether actually like rappers or not. Because I mean, if you watch like Versatile's first few videos, you probably be like, okay, these are funny, but can they actually like rap or whatever? And now obviously over time you can realise that they are talented in that sense. But as far as these guys go, obviously they're only new to me, so I don't know what their history is or where they're gonna go with this. If this was like something that's just like on like a publicity stunt where they just made this for the fun of it, and they're not actually artists. But if they are, then I mean, like, they seem to have gotten off to a good start. But whether or not they have, like, they've been going for a while, which is probably not the case. But I mean, like, as far as production, the video and all was very watchable. Like I said, the guy was very coherent. Like, I understood everything he was saying, despite the complete differences in accents and like slang terms and everything like that. But yeah guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop it a like, comment down below, and just like fill me in on anything that I may have missed throughout the video. Subscribe to my channel if you are new around here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see yous in the next video.